Hello, hello, hello. Are we ready? During the times we're living in, and right now, depending on where you are watching me from, being ready for Jesus' return should always be first and foremost. However, the weather across the United States and Canada this weekend should not have come as a shock unless you have been living under a rock. We were being told from practically the beginning of the week there was going to be a snowstorm. And as the week progressed, my region went from projecting 8 to 10 inches to projecting 12 to 18 inches. Some parts of the U.S., 1 inch can bring a city to a standstill if they are not used to snow and not prepared. Much in the same way those in my region knew immediately to prepare for the possible worst scenario of freezing cold and the great possibility of loss of power. What did we do? We prepared. We made trips to the grocery store and checked our supplies for flashlights, batteries, warm clothes, blankets, and firewood, depending. Check, check, and check again. Well, all that is fine, well, and good. While we prayed for no loss of power, minimal snow, minimal accidents, and no loss of life, I did my part and made sure to the best of my ability to be as secure as I could and left the rest to God. How are we preparing for his return? Which again, unless you are living under a rock, the signs of the times all around us should leave little doubt that he can come back at any moment. And my question again is, are we ready? Have you made your peace with God? Have you forgiven others and yourself? Do you actively look to be a blessing and a help to those you know and those you don't know? While we are busy living life, are we putting God first in all things or only in some things or when we have time? When Jesus comes back for his church, that's it. We will either be ready or we won't be. Not being ready will not be good for a lot of us who knew and didn't make the necessary preparations. Those of us who knew and kept saying, we have time, will suddenly find themselves out of time and it will be too late. Let us not get caught with our pants down, so to speak. Let us remember that each day is a gift and we could be called home at any moment before his return. Let's not waste our time when we know we have issues with family, friends, and others, because if you don't remember anything else, remember this. God is not going to ask you about anyone but you when he calls you home. Will you be prepared to say, I accepted your son as my savior and I lived my life trying to be the best example of what he can do with a willing life as I could? God won't want to hear, you don't know what they did to me, how they treated me, what they took from me. None of that will matter if you haven't forgiven and trusted him to take care of those who wronged us. I'm ready to go when he calls me. I believe I'm still here because he has work for me to do, and I'm doing my best to complete my assignments, whatever the cost. Like many of you, I have been betrayed by family and friends. I have been, and probably still am, being talked about in a negative way. Yet none of that takes away from the fact that I'm a child of the King and I'm doing my best to live like I'm royalty, because I am. I'm not better than anyone else. I just know my limitations. I know what I can do that is acceptable to God and what I cannot do that does not please him or let my light for him shine. I'm prepared for the storm and for Jesus to come back at any moment. Are you? Thank you for your time today. May God continue to bless your life.